Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a 60-day review of our 2023 Winnebago Solis 59PX. But before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any informative content. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So we had the Solis now for 2 months. We had a few camping trips, and I'm gonna share an honest review with you. What worked, what didn't work, what we like, what didn't we like. I think I'll go ahead and start on the outside first, work my way inside, and so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So on the outside, I'll just go through all of the different features and tell you if we used it, if we liked it, if it worked, if it lived up to our expectations, and so forth. So we didn't have to use our propane, and therefore we didn't have to fill up our propane. So we didn't use the any portion of the LP propane station. Let's see, let's work our way around. And I probably have a lot to share about the back area because this is where the plumbing system is located. So we did do some dry camping, and we did camp at an RV park. So we utilize actually both settings. We used the dry camping setting, and then we used the city water setting where you're connected to a city water connection. So starting with dry camping, utilizing the power tank fill to fill up our freshwater tank, that worked well as expected. There were no leaks. And when we were dry camping and utilizing the water pump, again, no issues there. Everything worked great. With the city water connection, same thing. Tapping into a city water connection, there were no leaks, and everything flowed, or all the water flowed through the coach as expected. There were no leaks, there were no water pressure issues, so everything worked as expected. So what I do is, for all of my water supplies, I usually store everything in its own container. So all my water supply stuff is stored there. And then usually what I do is I store all of the electrical plugs and power sources there. And I store some sewer. Sorry for the shadows, but I store all of my sewer stuff on the left side. Now, I'll talk about the sewer and this cassette toilet shortly, but the reason why I'm storing it there for now is because I really haven't used it. So that's good. So these are soft close. Okay. I think for this area that about covers it. So let's walk around to this side, the driver's side of the coach. Okay, so obviously the 30 amp plug, we used it, it works, there's no issues, no power shortages, no lack of power, everything works as expected. The cassette toilet, I had to dump it a few times already, and it's actually very convenient because I can dump it at a National Forest campground vault toilet. And the other time I dumped it was at the RV park dump station. So literally just take it out. There is this pipe here, or plastic pipe. You just pull it straight out, unscrew the blue cap, and you can dump it that way. Again, no issues, everything works great. All right. So moving along to the front. So all of the lights worked very well. No issues with the lights, with the blinkers, everything on the van as far as the lights go worked as expected. Same with the windshield wipers, and that goes for the lights on top of the van. Everything's working as expected. So after 2 months, no issues with lights going out or anything of that nature. Okay. All right, I think we can go on to the inside of the coach and talk about our inside experiences. Okay, I figure a good place to start will be with the instrument panels here. So with the Truma Combi, we didn't have to heat up the water, and again, we didn't have to turn on the heater, which utilizes the propane. So technically, we didn't use the Truma system other than setting the clock. For checking the LPG propane levels, the battery levels, and the gray tank levels, the indicator lights worked as expected. The generator, that's what I forgot to talk about. So the water pump worked great. Now let's talk about the generator. So when you turn on the generator, everything worked up until the point that we wanted to use the air conditioner. So there's a setting, and let's go to the back so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I'll do my best to show you. So there's a setting. Nope, not gonna be able to do it. So we'll just talk about it. So in the front of the generator, there's a panel that you can take off. And to the immediate front right, there's a switch. And it says on and AC. So when we brought it home, and when I opened the panel for the first time, it was already in the on position. So when we tried to utilize the air conditioner wouldn't turn on. So I had to do some troubleshooting. And so what I did was I opened up that back generator panel and I flipped the switch from on to AC. And when I flipped the switch and turned on the AC, lo and behold, the AC worked as expected. So whether I had it on low, cool, whether I had, here, let me show you. So right here is the indicator. So whether I had it on low cool or high cool, the AC was working just fine. Now, probably on full load, which is the high cool setting, I think it lasted for about 3 hours, and it shut off. So, and it didn't shut off because it ran out of gas. It just shut off because I guess it couldn't handle the power. So I basically changed it from a high cool setting to a low cool setting, and after that the generator worked fine. No issues. So the moral to the story is I would say be careful if you're dry camping in extremely hot weather and you're going to rely on that generator and the AC unit. You might realize that you may not be able to put it on a high cool setting, that you could only utilize the low cool setting for an extended period of time. All right, again, I didn't have to use the LP propane for any reason, nor did I have to use the tank heaters. The solar panels were charging the house batteries as expected. No issues there. All right, moving over here, the refrigerator worked as expected. Works very well, as a matter of fact. The propane stove here, so we did not use the propane stove because we have a camping stove that we cook with on the outside. We typically like to cook our meals on the outside of the van, not on the inside of the van, so the inside doesn't soak in any of those wonderful aromas. What we did add was this key hook. So it's a command center product. I love these things. They work really well. You can just hang your keys here. So for example, I can just hang my key there, no problem. I have the link down in the description below, so if you're interested, you know where to get one. They come in handy. Okay, so the bathroom, let's open this up. So the bathroom is secured by a magnet, and that magnet is pretty strong. One thing I will say is that when you open the door, if you try to open it straight out, it will scrape against that top light. So you have to be careful. What I do is I just kind of bend it as I'm opening it. But other than that, everything works great. The toilet, the flushing system, the water pressure, everything works good. Okay, so let's go ahead and close that. And again, when you close it, you want to be careful not to scrape it against this top light here. And locking it. There we go. Let's see. So the kitchen sink works really well. The water pressure was great. No leaks. There's no leaks that come out of this area here. We included, or we put this mat here, I guess. My wife Melanie likes to put nice things together in the coach, and yeah, I guess it's just to help keep the area dry, and you could put things on here. We typically use this area for our spices, so this is definitely a good spot for a spice rack. When we're not camping, I just usually put some extra sponges and hand soap there. For this cupboard here, we usually put as much kitchenware here as possible. So this is our plates, our cups, our placemats, and stuff like that. So mostly kitchenware. And this cupboard here is where we put some of our coffee stuff, some of the pans that we cook with. And the reason why I'm opening this door is because I do want to point out that some of the cabinets have been constructed to where the bottom piece or the side pieces, sometimes they kind of peel off. So I would keep an eye on that. what I typically do is as soon as I notice that it's starting to peel off, I'll just put a little bit of super glue there, and that fixes the problem extremely well. So, you know, if it's on top here, or if you open it up, sometimes it might be on the side here, but super glue will fix that up. Okay, we didn't use the EcoHot system. We never felt that we had to preheat our water, so that wasn't an issue. The fresh tank level light, which gives you your fresh tank level indicator light, that works well, so you could easily see how much fresh water is left in your tank. Okay, so this cupboard down here is mostly just for cleaning supplies, trash bags. We utilize this cupboard here for silverware or coasters, playing cards. So we got these when we were in Curacao. This is some gold leaf playing cards. So we play King's Corner with that. It's a lot of fun. Storing the table, that is actually a good place. So when we purchased the van, that was the designated area for the table and the leg. At any time, this did not move or come loose, so it's definitely a spot I would recommend for the storage for the table and leg. So I'm going to back up just a little bit and talk about the pop-up tent. We haven't used the pop-up tent yet. In one of my videos, I did show how to unhook it, to push it up. I showed how much space is actually available up there. We've actually been excited to use it. We just haven't had the opportunity to use it yet. But I am storing the ladder up here. It's really easy to store. It's a two-part ladder. So I just put one on top of the other and then hold it together with the left strap and then the right strap. And I was kind of hesitant to store it that way, but surprisingly it doesn't make any noise when I'm driving, so it works really well. Up here I store the blackout shades. I store some of our games like Yahtzee. I think I have the owner's manual up here as well, but this space works out pretty nice. When we are at our camp spot, I use this cabinet here for mostly our, it's kind of like our pantry. So we store a lot of our dry goods here. So maybe cereal, some cans. I can't remember what else we stored here, but this is kind of a pseudo pantry cabinet, and it works really well. Okay, let's see. All right, so this drawer here, underneath the bed. So I typically store some extra fuses, and trying to think what else. There's a little night light that I store in here. It's a kind of a headlamp night light. I store the shower curtain in here, but it's really just kind of I wouldn't call it a junk drawer, but mostly where I put my fuses and just extra little accessories in here. So I use this drawer here mostly for the toilet cleaners. We have our mosquito candles in here. I think the bed, there's an inflatable bed that comes with the van. We haven't used that, but I store it here as well. I stored the jack down here. I think that's about it. Now on this side, this is where I store our Coleman stove with some extra propane and some of the larger pans that don't fit in the above cabinets. Down here, can't remember what we put down here, but I think it's just some extra pans and stuff that we might need that maybe doesn't fit on the top shelf. Again, we know what we store in the floor storage areas. Let's see. So when we're camping, I typically, so Melanie will use this for her clothes area. So she'll fold her clothes and put it in this storage. And likewise, there's a similar cabinet on this side. When the bed is folded down, that's where I store my clothes, in the bed. So let's start with the table. So the table we have not had an opportunity to use, but I can definitely see it working for like maybe a work area or an extra countertop space for doing food prep for the kitchen. But the bed works really nice. For my viewers, we did actually have a 2022 Travato GL, and the GL is the floor plan that has the bathroom on the corner and then a similar Murphy bed situation on the right hand side. And that Murphy bed was, I thought it was going to be big enough for the both of us, but it was actually a little tight. It was a little too small. And so we actually traded in the Travato for this van, and the bed system works really well. So we have enough space to sleep lengthwise this way, from left to right, and we have enough shoulder space, enough room. I think it's listed as a queen or close to a queen, but in any event, it does fit, and we sleep very comfortably, and so we had no problems with it. So we're glad that we made the switch, because we definitely want to be able to sleep comfortably when we're out camping. And again, with the AC unit works fine. We had no issues when we were at an RV park camping, plugged in. Everything works well. Again, the only issue is if you're dry camping and you turn on the generator so that you can use the AC, you might experience some issues if you have it on the high cool setting for any period of time. I think for us it was 3 hours and then it shut down. So from that point forward, we just kept it on low cool setting and used it that way for the next few hours, and we didn't have any additional issues. And it was nice because when we were dry camping, as the sun went down, obviously it started to get a little cooler, so we had the back doors open. We had our side door open with the bug screen down, and we just had this nice flow of cool air. So after a while, we just really didn't need the AC anymore, and we could turn it off and just utilize the fan. Let's see. I just want to make sure that I have everything here. I guess the last thing I could talk about is the infotainment, the navigation, the driving, gas mileage. So this is built on the 2023 Dodge Ram ProMaster chassis. They made a lot of upgrades for the 2023 chassis, and I think it's a 9-speed now. You're supposed to get better gas mileage. I think I shared about all of the new features in a separate video. You can definitely check that out if you want to see all of the different features with the infotainment system in detail. But now I will just say, for the gas mileage, I haven't really noticed much difference, to be quite honest. To me, it seems the same. I haven't really driven that far yet, so maybe more will be revealed. We'll see. The navigation system worked really well. Love that. The radio works well, obviously. All of the controls on the steering wheel and the digital dashboard, everything works. Nothing has broke or fizzed out to where I had to replace any fuses. The USB chargers work good. The phone charger works excellent. The rear view mirror, which has the camera, that works well. So everything has been working great as expected. So I would say after 60 days, so after 2 months of owning the Solis, everything's been working great. No issues. Nothing has broke. Everything's working as expected, except for that little hitch that we had with the generator and the AC. And again, I'll say, if you plan on dry camping in some hot weather, just be mindful that if you're going to utilize your AC on the high cool setting, just be prepared that you may not be able to do it for an extensive period of time. All right, I think that wraps up our 60-day review. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more informative content, and we'll see you again next time on The Healthy Traveler. Thanks again for watching.